for the 1983 bombing of the US Embassy in Beirut and other terror attacks. He was responsible for the murder of hundreds of Americans. And Israel served him the justice he so richly deserved. On October 8th, while Israeli civilians were still being slaughtered in the south by Hamas, Hezbollah unleashed hundreds of rockets at our civilians in the north. Since that day, Hezbollah has launched over 8,000 rockets at our civilians. They have forced over 60,000 people to flee their homes, becoming refugees in their own country. You can look at this image, which shows Hezbollah's Radwan force scouting our communities. I refer you to Resolution 1701. They should not be next to our border. If you look, you can see the Radwan actually on the fence with Israel, planning a similar attack that we had coming from Gaza on October 7th. The sole purpose is to carry out a similar attack against Israeli civilians in the north. If Hezbollah is not pushed back from our border to north of the Litani River through diplomatic efforts, Israel will be left with no choice but to use any means within our rights to defend our citizens and enable the evacuees of the north to return to their homes. Thank you.
Ambassador Pamela Falk from U.S. News and World Report. Do you see any possibilities during UNGA for backroom, back-channel talks or any kind of talks on Lebanon and what's next in Lebanon? Thank you.
Well, I hope so. Today the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Lebanon will join us in the Security Council, and I hope you will speak about Hezbollah. And I call the parties to act now before it's too late, because we don't want to see escalation in the region. We have no intention to enter a war with Hezbollah and Lebanon, but we cannot continue the way it is. So I will call them to be involved and try to find a diplomatic solution that will bring us to a situation where we force Resolution 1701.
Ambassador, this is Shu with China Central Television. There are a lot of speculations on, the communication device explosions. Can you confirm whether Israel is behind this or not?
So we are not commenting on the specific attacks you mentioned, but I can tell you that we will do everything we can to target those terrorists, to minimize casualties to civilians, but we prefer the diplomatic way.
Is there any update on the possible meeting between Mr. Antonio Guterres and Prime Minister Netanyahu?
So, because of the situation, we don't know what will be the schedule of the Prime Minister. He will not arrive on Tuesday like he's scheduled. We need to postpone now. We will follow what's happening in Israel. We will know when he's coming and if he's coming.
Ambassador Stefano Vaccara, New York Ital Press. There is something that you expect that UNIFIL do that didn't do yet. I mean, what is your opinion about how the UN mission did so far in this crisis?
So we think UNIFIL should do more. They will not fight Hezbollah. Let's be realistic about it. But we expect them to report the violations of Resolution 1701, especially when they can see Hezbollah terrorists next to UNIFIL bases. And I have shown the Security Council previously that Hezbollah is putting the rocket launchers next to UNIFIL bases. So we expect UNIFIL, if they cannot push them, at least report what they are seeing.
Ambassador Yasser Nuruddin, Al-Qahira News. Israel always talk about the civilians and how they protect themselves. And we restrict all the civilians around the world. But what about the thousands Israel killed every day? Now over 40,000 or even more, and everywhere now in Gaza, Rafah, and nowadays in Lebanon.
We are a peaceful nation. We didn't start this war. It was forced upon us. I think the blame is on the shoulder of Hamas. They are the ones who actually attacked Israel. They are the ones who are keeping, as we speak, 101 hostages, including babies and women. So they can end this war. They can release the hostages, and we can have a ceasefire. So I think the blame is not we regret the loss of life of any civilian. But when you fight a terrorist organization who is hiding behind civilians, it is a problem.
Mr. Ambassador, I don't have a question. I have to say, my name is Samar Nader from Lebanon. Congratulations for today for killing Israel, and congratulations for killing 5 kids added to the 10,000 kids of Gaza. Thank
So I would send you a message to the people of Lebanon. The people of Lebanon should speak up today against Hezbollah, because Hezbollah is hijacking the people of Lebanon, dragging them into escalation. And I think, even though it's hard for you maybe to say here, what you really think about Hezbollah. I know it's hard for many Lebanese, but I call them to speak up and try to do whatever they can to avoid the escalation. Please.
Ambassador, Jessica from France 24. If we had a situation where personal communications devices were booby-trapped in Israel and civilians were killed due to that, would you classify that as a war crime?
Well, when you look at the intention of whom we target, we realize that we target terrorists, period. And when you target terrorists, according to international law, you can target terrorists, even if they are hiding behind civilians. We will do whatever we can to minimize casualties, and we use, without referring to what you said, we do use sophisticated weapons in order to target the terrorists and not the civilians around them. One more question, please.
Maryam Ramadi with Iran International News Channel. The Iranian ambassador to the Islamic Republic of Iran, Amir Saeed Iravani, said that they would follow up on the attack on their ambassador in Lebanon and also asked the Security Council and the Secretary General to take action against attacks that, in their saying, Israel has done. What's your reaction to this statement from the permanent representative of Islamic Republic?
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing speaking at the council within an hour or so, and I would be very happy to hear him saying what I'm saying now, that we want to prevent escalation in Lebanon. I don't think the Iranians really care about what's happening in Lebanon. I think they are using the Lebanese people, they are using Lebanon as a launching pad against Israel, and I think the Lebanese people should stand up against that. Thank you very much.
Do you expect